Hello, everybody. Many thanks for taking the time to join today's webinar that will assist you during the Medlab Asia and Asia Health event from the 20th to the 22nd of October using the Swap Card platform. I hope that you'll find today's session useful and informative. Before we start, I would like to give some quick introductions on the agenda of today's webinar. My name is Tom Coleman. I am the Exhibition Director of Medlab Asia and Asia Health. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly after this session. Divya Dishnani will be taking you through a more in-depth discussion for the visitor and customer journey. And then we'll be handing over to Charles from SwapCard, and he'll be able to take everybody through the features of the platform. We will finish the session with a Q&A. This will give you the opportunity to ask any additional questions that you have. So please do feel free to fire away. This session has also been recorded and we'll share the links later on this evening. So over to you, Divya.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking out the time to attend the webinar today. Welcome to Medlab Asia and Asia Health as confirmed exhibitors. As Tom mentioned, I'm going to cover the exhibitor registration piece, meaning if you're a confirmed exhibitor, you know that you have to register for the event. So I will just take you through a few steps that will allow you to enter the online event platform. Once I have shown you the onboarding piece, Charles here from SwapCard will take you in detail about how to use the platform to maximize your attendance and also ensure that you're getting as much leads, as much networking, and as much information you would like to get out of your participation. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Second. And here on my screen, I have Customer Center. So if you have participated at Medlab Asia and Asia Health in the previous editions, you would know that this is the exhibitor portal. This is usually the place or the software where you come in and look at your stand designs, you update your badge information, you look at all the safety guidelines and all the guidelines we're giving to you for participation. However, because this is a virtual event this year, this is the place where you will be able to have a quick link into your online event platform, as well as the place where you register yourself or your colleagues for the show. In case if you are a new exhibitor and you're not used to how to use the Customer Center, that is what I'll be covering for the next few minutes. In case if you're not sure how to land in this page, please check your inbox for an email that looks like this. And it generally comes from GE Informa. And it would generally say that it will be welcoming you to Medlab Asia and Asia Health, but also have a URL to Customer Center, which is the place where you go in and register yourself and your colleagues. We have also included a username that is the same email address you would have given when you signed the contract, or you gave an email address for somebody who is going to manage your virtual stand for the show. We also have a few quick instructions on how to log into Customer Center. Of course, if you're facing any of those issues, we will be dropping our customer service email address towards the end of the session, but this is what it is on my screen. We have a team that is here to serve you and help troubleshoot all your issues. So in case if you have anything, any issues just logging into Customer Center, which is the very first step, you can directly send us an email with a screenshot and we will be able to troubleshoot. So once you've landed into Customer Center, you would enter your username and password. If this is your repeat participation at Medlab Asia and Asia Health, then you possibly already have your password set from the last time. And you simply click on sign in. Once you're inside Customer Center, you would be used to this dialog box quickly giving you upcoming key deadlines and when you need to submit everything that's related to your participation. This year, because it's just an online event, it gives you the key dates that you need to mark in your calendars, which is when do you start networking, when does the platform open. And like we can see, the platform is already open on 27th September, so you should have received these emails. The most important areas are now already available on Customer Center. Exhibitor step-by-step guide is a quick PDF that gives you, in case if you're not somebody who can watch a recording and follow the instructions, then this is exactly what you need. Screenshot by screenshot, basically an entire step-by-step journey on what you need to do to get into the platform, as well as how to maximize your participation. You start by clicking on exhibitor badges. This is usually the section where you would claim badges if this was a physical event. Because this is an online event, we have tried to keep the process exactly the same. You still have to go in and add users to your online event. And here is a quick link to the online event platform. I'm going to start by going into exhibitor badges because this is where your instructions for registration will appear. And on this screen, you have a quick synopsis of what this registration means. So basically, this is just to ensure that you're not confused between the registration page and the online event platform page. That could happen if this is your first participation. This is just to remind you that there is one kind of badge or one kind of registration that is available to you. And purposely, because we want you to maximize maximize your benefit out of your participation, we have kept unlimited colleagues that you can add to your profile. So if you've read through these instructions, you could click on the green button. All of these are pointing towards that. It would take you to a screen that says Visit. Now, Visit is our registration partner. So basically, this is the place where you would come to register yourself, starting with you and then all your colleagues. You will know that you've landed on the right page if you can see the Medlab Asia Health banner on the left. And then there is a quick new button over here. If you hover on the button around, it quickly gives you a breakdown of what kind of badges or what kind of registration is available to you. We have kept it unlimited, as you can see on the screen. This is because we want you to add as many people you think are relevant to your participation. You need to start with, we always say as best practice, to start with registering yourself. So you would click on New. And you would see a small dialog box open, which actually is the registration form. And you would start by entering your first name, last name, company, job title, fill up those mandatory fields. And the only thing to note is do not click on the close button here because it can get confusing, but instead click on the next button. Once you have finished filling up this entire form, you will be able to, when you go back, once you've finished filling up the entire form, you'll be coming back to the screen and you'll be able to see your colleague's name that you have just completed registration for. For now, the registration journey allows you to register as many people as you want, and that is how it's going to be for this edition. But unfortunately, you will have to register every single colleague through this step. Once you've completed this step, you would receive a welcome email in a span of up to 15 minutes at the max. You would receive a welcome email from info@medlabasia.com. Which is basically your access to the online platform, pretty much how the email says it. And then when you scroll down, you see that, again, the exhibitor guide has been quickly linked here for you in case you want to activate it at this step. And also, our customer service email address is carried in the text of the email. You would usually start by creating your profile because really what you need to do first is set up your company profile, start uploading content, products, anything relevant that you want visitors to see on your profile. When you click on create your profile, you would come back to this screen, which is basically your online event platform. So just to be very, very clear, what we saw here was the customer center, which allows you to register people. And what you see here is your final online event platform, the area that you will use to set up your virtual booth profile, to add more content, products, brochures, and also filter through a huge list of attendees, stream content, bookmark products. All of that is available to you through this platform. You will be asked to log in when you arrive on this page for the first time. Just ensure you're using the same email address you used to register yourself or your colleague. In my case, it was my work email. So I'm going to enter my work email and enter my password. If this is your first login, it will ask you to create a password. But if this is not your first login with an event on Swapcard, your browser should generally remember the password. And this is the home screen you will land on. You would know you have logged in if your name appears here on the left, and the company that you are tied to would appear right below your name. I will now hand over to Charles, who is going to take you through all the elements that you see here on the screen and also give you best practice tips on how to maximize your participation. Over to you, Charles.
Thanks, Divya. Hi, everyone. Really happy to get all of you on board for this demonstration. So for today's session, actually, we're going to go through two different important things that might be interesting for you. So first, all the features about the platform that you can access as any other user. And the second one being about the Exhibitor Center and how to manage your information when using the platform. So first of all, something that I don't know if all of you are quite familiar with like virtual events, but it's all about visibility. If you're actually used to physical show, you try to have like a nice booth with many information, with people available to meet and do relevant, encounters during the event. On a virtual show, it's going to be exactly the same. So the idea is really to get visibility, to make sure that your booth is appealing, that you bring traffic to your booth, and that you can actually then connect with people. So as Divya mentioned, so you're going to land actually on that page, which is like the landing page with all the different features that have been activated for you, plus like all the sponsors and some information. So let's start actually with the profile. So how to set up your profile. So on the left side, you can see here like an edit button that you can access actually as well by clicking on the top right, My Profile. And so you're going to be able actually to edit any information of your profile. So when you click on edit, you can manage your job title, company. You can add a profile picture. To be honest, it's really useful to show people that you are active and to, again, try to get more interactions. You can add a biography, like information. So this information will be actually pushed from the registration, but you can edit this information and add any of your choice, using the different drop-down lists that you can see there. You're going to have your social media as well. So if you connect with someone and you'd like to connect as well on LinkedIn or any other social media that you're used to, you can actually do it through that page. Plus, you're going to be able to add as well your personal information like phone number, email address, website, and so on. The last tab that you're going to see on your profile is company. So actually a company is that whenever you work for a company existing on Swapcard, you're going to be able to browse. So I won't unlink actually this company because Divya is part of Informa Markets. But if I want, I'm going to look at my company. And if my company is not listed, what I'm going to be able to do is add my company for any of my colleagues then to actually get the same information that I have. So for instance, here at the bottom, we can see Informa Markets. And if, for example, Divya add information for Informa Markets, every other people from the same company will get the same information. So that's pretty much about like your personal profile. So it's really straightforward. You click on edit and you can go through all the steps. So now let's talk about features. So what you can actually do thanks to this platform. So first, and which is the part that is going to be, I think, really interesting for you, is you're going to be able to look at the full list of exhibitors. So you can see every single exhibitor there, and so you can click on any of them to get more information. You can as well filter on the left side in order to look at specific exhibitors looking at specific countries. So for instance, if I choose Singapore, I'm going to be able to see every companies being in Singapore, as well as all other filters that you could get on the left side. As I mentioned before, and I said that it's all about visibility. You can see directly from there, you have companies with logo, you have company without. So the idea would be for you to actually add as many information as you can. So let's take an example, for instance, with here, actually Informa Markets. So what's going to happen is here, for actually the deluxe exhibitors, you're going to be able to add, for instance, like a video header or a video image. in order, to showcase something that might be interesting, when people land on your page. You're going to be able to set up a logo, which is the one that we've seen on the previous page, set up the name of your booth, and add many different information. So I will show you then how to add products, how to add like different things, on your profile, but this is actually what people are going to be able to see. Another thing that is quite interesting for attendees is that they can actually connect with you. So meaning instead of connecting with people directly, because at the bottom of each exhibitor booth, you can see who's actually part of that team. Instead of, for instance, connecting with Divya, especially, I could say, okay, I just want to interact with Informal Markets. So here I've got a private chat in between myself and the exhibitor. And I'm going to be able to actually get in touch with everyone from Informal Markets. For that example. So this is a way to chat with actually any member of the booth. And you have a last feature that is going to be really interesting, I guess, is you have the option, to book a meeting. So let's say that now I want to book a meeting with any people from Informa. So I'm going to choose actually that date that suits me the best. I'm going to actually choose, a slot, set up an online meeting. And so I'm going to be able to actually ask for a meeting. So here I won't do it because I'm on Divya's account, part of Informa, but this is actually the way for you to do it. You send out your meeting request. And so everyone from Informa will get a notification that you would like to get in touch with them on the 21st of October at 12:40 a.m. And you can see that I'm based in Europe, specifically now in Spain. So this is why you see your own time zone. So wherever you are in the world, it's going to be related to your specific time zone. Okay, so here you have many things as you could see, and you have this bookmark option. So for now, I'm going to bookmark Informal Markets, and you're going to see later on why it's actually pretty interesting to bookmark any of the exhibitors. So if we move on to the next tab, it's going to be about like the features exhibitors. So it's going to be exactly the same way of doing. So you can see all exhibitors. You can bookmark them as well from this page directly. And so you can filter as well. So it's like almost the same, in terms of layout as you've seen before. So it's all about, visibility of exhibitors. Products now. So as an exhibitor, you're going to be able to push what we call products. So I'm going to show you right after how to do that. And just to let you know, so whenever you add a product, what's going to be interesting is that it's going to be displayed on your booth page. So meaning like if now, and I will do a demo right after I add a product with the Informal Market account, you're going to see my product being displayed on the page itself, plus being displayed on the product page, meaning that if I go back there, I'm going to have all the products for all exhibitors on the event. So it's a mix of all the products being showcased by any exhibitor on that event. I'm going to be able to actually dig into specific categories. So let's say that I would like to look at infrastructure. I'm going to be able to click there. And actually, you can click, you have different layers of information. So we have actually categories and subcategories for you to actually say and explain the type of products you are offering. Whenever I get on a product, I get more pictures. So I can actually, change from one to another. And I'm actually able to get more information about the product. So here I can have like a reference of the product. I could actually see more information. So here I've got a full, description. Plus, I've got a link. So if you want to bring people to your own website, this is something you could do as well. So it's a way for you to bring people to see your products. And you can see as well here which exhibitor is actually promoting this product. So this is a way for me to get from a tab to another. So, it's not only, okay, I need to go to the exhibitors. Whenever I'm on an exhibitor page, I can actually go back to the product. So now if I go to Top Corporation, I'm going to be able to click on the product. And so it's going to actually bring me to the product page that you've seen before. Okay, so there is a lot of ways actually to navigate through the different pages. How this is being displayed. So on your profile, you are able to choose the ranking of your products. So you could choose which one you want to display at the top. And for those ones, it's going to be mainly about AI. So meaning we have actually an algorithm looking at what people are looking for, plus all the information they've filled up. And the idea is for us to match people with the right products. So we're going to look at the information that you have on your profile. So again, this is why it's really important to have as many information as possible. We're going to actually look at people's behavior. So let's say that I'm looking at a lot of infrastructure products. I'm going to get more infrastructure products moving on. And we're going to also look at your behavior and peers' behavior, meaning that if I'm connecting with a lot of people looking at infrastructure product, the algorithm will actually push more and more infrastructure products. So this is dynamic, so it's going to change. So during the event, the way your products are going to be displayed will actually evolve. Okay. So now let's move on to actually the next part, which is the industry talks. So whenever you click there, you're going to be able to access, the full agenda. So once again, you can bookmark any session. You could actually click there in order to get more information about the session. You can see the type of session it is, who's sponsoring actually this session. So here I can see that it's Accredify. I'm going to be able to see the speakers and attendees. And something that you might as well look into is live discussion. So here I have a chat, and I can ask questions and I can answer the organizer's poll. So meaning that you can interact with other people on the event. Why not connecting with them, looking at specific interests that they expressed or anything that you might think interesting for you to connect with people. And you can see actually people attending the session. So let's say I want to connect with Daniela because as she's attending this session, I think that she might be interested in this kind of technology. This is a way for me to do it. You've got then the agenda. So again, filters on the left, the full agenda. You can bookmark any of the session, navigate from a day to another, and so on. You have then the speakers list. So filters on the left for you to get to know more about people looking at specific conferences that they could actually speak at, as well as here having like AI matching. So here we're gonna again try to help you to do relevant encounters. So meaning meeting people that might be interesting for you. So this is a way for you to do it. Plus, so whenever you go on someone's profile, you can actually get more information about this person, see when this person is a speaker, at which session this person will speak at, and actually book a meeting as we've seen before. So I book a slot, I choose online, and I can send a meeting request. Something that you can do as well is send a connection request. And so I'm going to do an example right now. So using the attendees section, I'm going to actually try to connect with my own account. So let's say that here I would like to connect with me. I'm going to say, okay, hi, let's get in touch. And so I'm going to send actually a meeting request, connection request, to myself. So now on my personal account, I'm going to get actually a notification telling me that, okay, someone is trying to connect with me. And so what's happening there, and if you want, I can share with you my second screen. So I'm going to actually get a notification. So this is going to pop up. So you couldn't see it, but a notification pop up at the top right for me to accept it straight away. Or if not, I can click on the bell and see that Divya is trying to get in touch with me. So now if I accept the connection request, what's going to happen is that as soon as Divya will actually refresh the page, so she will get a notification, as I mentioned, popping up at the top right saying that I accepted the connection request. And now we are actually connected. So what's actually the purpose of being connected? Whenever you are connected with someone, you can get his or her contact details. So before, I don't know if you've seen, but you could see only my social media and company information. And now that we are now connected with Divya, you can access as well my contact details. So meaning you have my phone number, email address, and so on. So every information that I will add, but at least you are 100% sure that you will get someone's email address. You can add a score. you can add tags, which is something really interesting. So let's say we talked about AI, for instance. So I'm going to say AI, and I could say, okay, we talked about AI for chatbots, let's say. So after the event, post-event, when I'm going to actually look at my notes, I'm going to be able to say, okay, yeah, we discussed about chatbots. So whenever I want, and whenever I want to actually send out, a communication campaign, like it could be email or whatever, I'm going to be able to remind the context of the discussions that we had, and I'm going to be able to get in touch with Charles again, looking at what we discussed about. So this could be actually a good way for you, to qualify your leads and make sure that you get information moving on. You can export my contact details, so it's going to be on a one-to-one basis, or you can actually print as well my contact. So if you want to get it on like a portfolio. So this is actually the way things are working on the platform. So for attendees, you have all the filters. And if I click on any attendees I'm not connected with, so here you can see that I have no contact details. I can only book a meeting and see information about the company. And as soon as I get in touch with someone, I can get his or her contact details here, as well as adding some more information. So you're going to ask me, but how do we get in touch with someone? So as you've seen, and it was probably pretty fast, so you send out a connection request or a meeting request, because both work. So if you send out a meeting request and your meeting is accepted, you're going to be by default connected to each other. And so as soon as it's actually done, you're going to see this logo here, meaning that you are connected. And you're going to be able then to get, every people you are connected with through the My Event actually button. So here, if I move on to the My Event button, what's going to happen is I am going to see all the sessions that I bookmarked before. I'm going to be able to access my meetings as well. So here, for instance, I can see that I'm available on most of the dates, but I can make myself unavailable whenever I want. So I could say, okay, at 8 o'clock, I don't want to be available. So I'm going to switch actually to the event time zone. It's going to make more sense. So here, this is a button for you to switch from the event to your time zone. And I'm going to be able to choose for any dates where I want to make myself available or not. And if I want to do it for the whole day, actually here I can click on make available the all day or make available all day. So this is a way for you to to prevent you from clicking on any single button. Then I've got my networking. So here it's a sum up of all the people I've met during the event. I'm going to be able to actually access my bookmarked companies. So as you've seen before, I bookmarked a few of them. My wish list products, so it's exactly the same for products, and my saved video, which is related to actually the content library and the content that you're going to be able to see on the event itself. Okay, I hope so far so good. So I'm going to actually move on to like the next part being the chats. So when you click on the chat here, you can see all the conversations that you have with people. So here I can actually reply to myself saying hi. I'm able to actually send out documents if I want to from my laptop, and I'm actually able to start a video call. So this is a way for me to actually request a call with Divya, and so for us to connect through a video call. So you can do it from the meeting or from this actually button. I could actually as well start a group conversation. So if I want to invite a few people, so here we are being connected, only the two of us, but I could actually add as many people as I want in a group conversation. And as an exhibitor, as you are part of an exhibitor, so when you register on visit, you're going to flow into Swapcard being linked to your exhibitor page. You're going to be able as well to switch from your personal profile to your company profile. So here, instead of looking at my personal messages, I'm going to be able to switch to my company profile. So meaning that I'm going to be able to actually access all the messages I've received as Informa Markets. So for instance, here you see that before I got in touch with the Informa booth. So here it is. So here I can actually reply not as Divya, but as Informa Markets. Next one is about notifications. So here you can see all your notifications. So as I mentioned, they are popping up at the top right, plus they are all in this notification center. And just to let you know, whenever you send out a connection request to someone not being on the platform, so meaning this person is not active at that time, after 4 hours of inactivity, we're going to send out an email with all the connection requests that this person received in the meantime. So no worries, people will get a notification. Actually, will get an email saying that you try to get in touch with them. So whenever they want, they can jump on the platform and actually get in touch with you. When you click on your profile, there is also another important actually tab here, being My Contacts, which allow you to export your full list of contacts. As an individual, I'm going to be able to export all the contacts that I've made on an Excel sheet, with all the notes, the scoring, and so on that I've created when I connected with people. So this is actually pretty much about the attendees interface. Let's move on now to the exhibitor interface. So as Divya mentioned, when you land on the page, so the home page here, you're going to see here on the left side that you are actually part of an exhibitor. So whenever you click on it, you're going to actually get to your Exhibitor Center. So this is the place for you to edit your profile, not as an individual, but as a company now. So whenever I want, I can edit any of the fields. So header image, I can add a video for, I forgot to mention, sorry, I'm actually here logged in as a deluxe member, a deluxe exhibitor. So premium exhibitor will have a fewer options when accessing the Exhibitor Center. But let's talk about what we can do actually from the platform. So you're going to be able to manage your header image, your video, your logo, and all the information that I showed you before. So same as what you've seen before, I'm going to be able to actually add my country and so on. So just if you do the link with what we've seen before, let's say that I'm part of Singapore. So I'm actually a company based in Singapore, but I forgot to mention that I'm part of Singapore. Actually, when people will try to, filter by Singapore, they won't see my exhibitor, which is quite sad because I'm actually part of this country. So this is why actually, filling up your profile is really important for people to be able to filter and find easily your company. So I can then move on to social media. So I'm actually able to add as many social media as I want, as well as my mobile phone or landline, as a company in order for people to reach out to us. From that page, I'm actually able to manage as well advertising. So an advertising is actually something that is being displayed on the left side of your exhibitor page. So let me take an example. So I'm going to use like a dummy image. I'm going to use that phone. So let's say that I want to add a header. I'm going to be able to, redirect people to any websites. So let's say that I want to do that. Now what's going to happen is that whenever people that will access the Informa booth, you will see on the left side here the advertising that I have set up. So it can be a GIF or an image, and this is a way for you to do it. For Deluxe members, you can as well manage your background image. So meaning you could change the background to have a different one from the one of the event. So here you can see that on the event itself, I've got this background, but as soon as I switch to, so I go to Informa Market exhibitor booth, I'm going to have this background. You can add documents and links as well. So on your profile, if you want, you can add a document. So let's say that you have a URL, you could actually paste the link of your URL, or you can click on that small cloud there in order, to actually add a document on your own. So let's say that here I want to display, showcase, showcase an offer. Let's say I'm going to make it simple. So this is a way for me to do it. I'm going to add a product and a document, and I can add as many documents as I want. Moving on to products. So as I mentioned, you are able to push products. So 4 products for premium and unlimited products for deluxe members. So whenever you want, you can actually add a product. So you're going to have to choose among the categories that you have here. So let's say here, disposable. I'm going to be able to choose within that one like a subcategory, add my product. So here it's going to be a demo product, demo description. And so I'm able to now add a picture for my product. So as you've seen before, you are able to add as many products, picture as you want. And here, now that you have set up your product, you can actually add filters, for people to actually be able to find your products easily. So let's say that here it's healthcare procurement and so on. So I'm going to be able to actually add whatever I want, a product video or even like a product information. So it could be a URL for people to actually access your account. So now let's go back to the interface as a normal user. So I'm going to actually access Informa Markets. You're going to be able to see now that I've got a product being displayed. And so if I have plenty of them, I could choose a ranking on my own profile, plus all the documents that I'm actually pushing there. So here is the ranking. So whenever you have a few products, you can drag and drop your information to make them, being displayed the way you want. Okay. Now let's talk about meetings. So as I mentioned before, you can invite individuals for a meeting, but you can invite as well like a company. So let's say that you would like to get in touch with Informa Market, but you have no preferences of the people you're going to meet. You could just actually invite Informa Market for a meeting. So here I'm on the Informa Market booth. I'm going to be able to invite them for a meeting. And what's going to happen is that the whole team is going to be able to see that Charles would like to have a meeting with Informa. And as an Informa member, what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to actually assign someone to attend this meeting. So let's say that here I've got my two colleagues being available for that meeting. So either I want to take it, as I'm on Divya's account, I would like to take it on my own. So I'm actually saying that, okay, this meeting, I'm going to be the one to take care of it as Divya, or I'm not available anymore, so I would like Melanie to take care of it. I'm actually able to assign someone to do that meeting on my behalf. So every member of the booth could actually be assigned to any meetings. And you can then export your meetings on the right side. So you're going to see here the confirmed meetings because now it's confirmed, but you could see as well the pending ones, the cancel ones, so you can filter by anything that you want. And you could as well look at specific members. So let's say that I want to see only meetings for Melanie. I will be able to do so. Divya, for instance, she doesn't have any meetings so far. So this is actually the way for me to see my teammates' calendar. Another thing that is quite interesting there is that, as I've shown you before, you're able to export your contact as an individual. But now let's say that you would like to export your contact, for the whole team. So instead of going one by one to export your contact details and then consolidate the file, what you could do is export all the contacts from your team. So everyone being in the team will have the choice to actually share or not his or her contact details. So here I can see that Rim, for instance, is sharing her contact details. I'm going to be able to do the same for Melanie. So Melanie is doing the same. So as soon as Rim and Melanie will actually will connect with new people, they're going to be able to share their contact details without doing anything with me. And here, as I'm on Divya's account, I'm able to actually switch on or off this option, which is a way for me to manage the sharing of my contacts. The last, so not the last one, because I will get back to your team, but the last tab that we haven't seen so far is that analytics. So you're going to be able to get analytics of people going to your booth. So here, how many people bookmarked your company, how many meetings you have confirmed, like the average scoring that you've added to, people, numbers of contacts you've made, number of contacts with scoring. So you're going to get actually plenty of data, and this is going to be populated during the event while, people will get in touch with you and so on. And so the interesting part as well is that you're going to be able to see who is actually looking at your booth. So I'm actually trying to visit the booth. I don't know if it's going to be immediate, but here with my personal account, I'm actually visiting the Informa Markets booth. So what's going to happen here is you're going to be able to see a bit like what you know on LinkedIn. You're going to be able to see whoever came on your profile. So you're going to have the name of everyone who visited your booth. And so it could be a nice way as well for you to get in touch with people. So let's say that you see that Charles, for instance, came to your booth. So it's going to be a good way for you to click on his profile, and why not sending out a connection request. So when you see people going to your booth, you could think like, okay, this person might be interested by my product, so I would like to get in touch with this person. And last but not least, so as we mentioned before, so here you're gonna have all your team members for them to choose whether or not they want to share their contacts. Something really important to bear in mind is that if you don't see one of your colleagues there, it's because you haven't registered, this person through the visit portal that you've seen right before when Divya was actually doing a demo. So in order for your teammates to be added to the platform and added to your exhibitor booth, you need to actually register your teammates through the visit process that you've seen right before as the platform demonstration. So I hope everything's clear. If you have any question, I'm happy to support. And back to you, Divya and Tom.
Thank you, Charles. That was such a elaborate, detailed explanation, and I'm sure there are so many tips to pick from that presentation. We do have a recording for everyone who is still tuned in. We are basically will be recording this session and forwarding a link to it. If you have registered, you will find it in your email in a few hours from now, so you can always hear back. In addition to that, we will also be placing the link to this recording in the screens that Charles had shown inside Exhibitor Center. So you will have them all easy access for you to log in and maybe, check back if you're doing something correctly. Of course, in addition to that, we have a customer service team, like we mentioned on our presentation. It is going to be MAP, Medlab Asia Pacific, at customer service at informa.com. So MAP customer service at informa.com. So we are here to solve any issues or any questions you may have. But we strongly urge that you use the next few days to set up your company profile, understand the platform so that you can maximize the benefits. And also we will be launching for visitors closer to the 20th of October. So every day when you log in, you will always have a new batch of visitors or a new batch of attendees to look into and see if they match your business interests and basically try to network and connect with them. We will be also issuing some PDF documents which will help you go through this. Like I mentioned, we do have an exhibitor guide, a tech flow guide. All of that is meant to help you screen by screen on whether your profile is meeting all the criteria, and how to help you upload products and basically just troubleshoot anywhere you think you think you're getting stuck. So we will be forwarding all of that as after this webinar is complete and after we've uploaded a recording. So watch out for your inbox to get that email. And I don't see any questions in the chat window. So I'm assuming all of you will probably go back and view the recording and sit down to do it yourself and probably then have, if at all, any questions. Courtney, my colleague, has also dropped a lot of links for you to bookmark in your browser in case if you want it right now. And, just save it away so that you can start working with those resources when you get to it. I can see there's one question that's come up. After I add badges of my colleague using Visit, does he get access to Swapcard? Yes. So after you've added a badge for your colleague, the exact same email that I showed in my presentation will go to your colleague's email. And that is why when you're registering, you register them using their email. So they get that welcome email to Swapcard. And yes, that email gives them access to Swapcard. Like mentioned, that email should come anytime after you've completed the registration form. It should come anytime between immediately to up to 5 to 7 minutes. So in case if it doesn't instantly show up in your inbox, just give it a couple of minutes and it should show up. It was the same email and every single colleague of yours has their independent access to Swapcard. So ensure that you're adding every relevant team member into your into the visit screen using the registration form. We will also be available for questions in case if you want to reach out later through our customer service channels. There is also a chat box inside Swapcard itself. So if you are already inside Swapcard and now have some instant questions that need answering, then again, you can also turn to that chat box. If not, write a whole email to us. So we're getting close to ending the webinar. I think there are no more questions. So we can probably give this we could probably wrap this up now. Thank you so much to everyone who registered and who's attended. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this solved a lot of questions that you had in your mind about how you will be utilizing Medlab Asia's platform. And of course, we are here for any follow-up questions or anything, any feedback that you would like to share. We're always constantly looking to improve this. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. And we are here to help you in case if you need us. Thank you.